$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. You know, you can listen to us through radio.com. That's right. If you got a computer, go to radio.com. If you got one of them smarty phones, well, there's an app, radio.com. Yep. Download that app and stream The Rock wherever you go.
Let's play B-Migs.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
Everybody scream his name. B-Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to be Migs, and it's time to pump it up for Monday. Oh yeah, we need it, man. I know. Pump it up. Everyone yelling and screaming and cheering. It's tough to go to bed after that. I mean, really. I know, right?
Fireworks are going off in Puyallup last night.
Oh, they were in Tacoma as well.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, people doing the fireworks thing after the Hawks
Dude,
game.
yeah. Every game so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Usually it's after, even after touchdowns.
Yep.
So, like, when Russ is throwing all of the touchdowns that he's been doing these past 5 weeks, there's a lot of explosions in Tacoma.
I was nervous because I thought they were going to jinx us because I was like, after they scored the touchdown with 15 seconds left in the game, fireworks were going off. I'm like, not yet. Just wait, guys. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Yeah, 15 seconds, man. You never know.
Right? That's a lot of time. Well, everyone was pumped up. Now they got to get pumped up, and I know Mark in Everett is. Mark, are you there?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, maybe not so pumped up. Hey, Steve. All right, get out of here.
I got a sore throat.
All right.
So, yeah, I can imagine. Wait, even from the game?
I am. I'm not feeling too well, though.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. I hope make sure you're safe. Stay safe.
Grab your boys and cough for us. Grab your boys and cough for us. We'll let you know if you're sick or not.
Steve, all right, get out of here.
Sounds healthy.
Right.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, all right. Nice effort. This will be interesting. For those playing at home, Mark will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Mark, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I am. Let's go.
The mixed dog breed Pitsky is a cross between an American Pit Bull Terrier and what other dog?
I don't know. Pass. Chihuahua.
No. Sean Evans is the What?
Go ahead.
Sean Evans is the host of what popular YouTube interview show?
Pass.
Capital One's marketing slogan is, what's in your what?
Wallet.
Yes. Yeah. What is the real first name of Jimi Hendrix?
James Marshall.
James, yes. The first Taco Time franchise opened in what Washington city?
Tacoma.
Yes.
Center.
A doctor who specializes in skin is called a what?
Dermatologist.
Yes. Cambodia is located on which continent?
Asia.
Yes. Who played Susan Storm in the 2005 film Fantastic Four?
I don't care. Pass.
What team was at the center of the NFL Deflategate scandal?
That'd be New England Patriots.
Yes. What year of the early 80s did E.T. come out?
81.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct, Mark. You still did pretty good there.
I don't know if he's going to make it, though. Mark, are you sure we shouldn't just send somebody to check on you?
I go to the doctor tomorrow. I'm cool, dude.
All right, good.
Well, yeah.
We just care about you, buddy.
Yeah, very froggy there.
Even though he doesn't care about one of the greatest movies. All right, maybe not. The
Okay,
greatest
yeah. Maybe a personal favorite for you, sir.
Yeah,
but
only because, it's a bit someday.
Yes.
Someday I can say that, but
Someday.
not with what's been out there.
Nope. Hey, Steve. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
The mixed dog breed Pitsky is a cross between an American Pit Bull Terrier and what other dog?
Poodle?
No.
What's a Yorkie?
No.
A Schnauzer.
No. Sean Evans is the host of what popular
Hot Ones.
YouTube? Yes. Capital One's marketing slogan is "What's in your what?"
Pocket?
No.
Wallet?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What's the real first name of Jimi Hendrix?
James.
Yes. Nice. The first Taco Time franchise opened in what Washington city?
Oh, I'm going to go with Everett.
No.
Seattle.
No.
Tacoma.
Yes.
Oh, look at
a
that.
doctor who specializes in skin is called a what?
Dermatologist.
Yes. Cambodia is located on which continent?
Europe.
No.
Africa.
No.
Asia.
Yes. Who played Susan Storm in the 2005 film Fantastic Four?
That sweet, sweet Jessica Alba?
Yes.
Nice.
What team was at the center of the NFL Deflategate scandal?
Stupid Patriots.
Yes.
From New England.
What year in the early 80s did E.T. come out?
82.
Yes, and Steve, you win, and got to say it correctly, 6-9. Nice.
Sorry, Mark. Get better, buddy. All
Whatever. Yeah, that's all right. I will. Thanks.
right, there you go.
Whatever.
I'm the best.
You are the best. Mark, get healthy. I don't know.
He sounds aggravated that we were like telling him to get healthy and be okay because there's a thing called COVID going around. It's like, well, you called us. I mean, he said, I got a sore throat. What do you want from me?
Do you think that his family is like, we're going over to see Uncle Mark? I hope he's in a good mood today.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to show up and be like,
maybe.
hey, Uncle Mark, it's good to see you. He's like, whatever.
Yeah.
The only one you missed, and I thought you would get this because you're a dog guy. The Pitsky is a pit bull terrier, and anybody?
Husky?
Husky.
Oh, nice.
What do they even look like?
Like the cross between a pit bull and
Well,
a
thanks,
husky.
Rev. I'm more
Don't.
throwing that out there with hopes that Vicky will Google it and show me a picture.
Yeah.
Never even heard of this. A
pit bull
Pitsky?
husky.
What's up, Pitsky?
All right. Okay, Pitsky.
It's kind of got like the husky eyes.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it looks like a pit bull.
Probably the husky attitude too, man. Ugh, those are the worst.
What? Worse than a pit bull attitude?
Oh yeah. Huskies are oh
Don't
gosh.
they have a lot of energy?
They have a lot of energy and they get really moody and they'll backtalk to you. If you ever heard of like a husky like
Kind of like
talking
Mark
us,
when he's sick.
yeah, a lot of whatever's coming from the dog. And,
okay.
yeah, they'll give you a lot of sass.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
Didn't know
yeah.
that about huskies.
I lived with a husky for like 6 years, and the hair and the attitude.
How about
is
a
kind of
coug? Have you
pain in
lived
the
with a coug at all?
ass.
I'm married to a husky.
Oh, how's that going for
me
you?
too,
Actually, yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good.
And I had to think like the Rev on that Taco Time question because I'm like, he's from Tacoma. He's going to just have a question that's going to be a chance for him to brag about being from Tacoma.
Yeah, and also it's got taco in the name. Hello.
Somebody says it started in Eugene, Oregon.
It did. It started in Eugene, Oregon
That's
in
not what he asked.
1960. That's not what I asked. I said the first franchise, which happened in 1962.
Gotta be listening, listener. Mm-hmm. Look at you, Texter. You thought you had it. You
Suck
know
it,
what?
Texter.
You lose the game.
But Steve didn't, so congrats.
Thank you.
Good job, Stevie. All right. Well, that's lovely.
So that's just love.
That's just lovely.
Whatever.
I
I'm
don't
sick.
care.
Leave me alone.
Got a sore throat. Yeah, I the last thing I want to do when I'm sick is call a radio show and do a quiz.
What else are you going to do? You're sick. You're stuck
I'm
at
going to
home.
watch TV.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Being sick when I was a kid was pretty awesome. I mean, not super sick, but sick enough to stay home from school because then you get to watch all your shows.
Yes.
The Price is Right.
Price is Right was a huge one.
You had to do that while eating ramen noodles and drinking ginger ale.
Now, honestly, okay.
That was always
ginger
my
ale was
go-to.
actually our thing too.
Yeah.
Although my mom would also, she would like make Jell-O. My wife thinks this is weird, but she made
Here
like
we
it's
go.
like a warm liquid.
What is?
Oh, what?
Jell-O into a warm liquid.
Yeah, she would just give me it as like a drink.
To soothe your stomach? Does it work? Because ginger ale does that. That's why they give you ginger ale.
I'm looking back on it in my life. I think she was more punishing me. I don't know, but I thought it was delicious. And I look forward to it all the time.
Really?
It was like this warm Jell-O flavor.
I've never heard.
Apparently, it's some people use it as a cure for a sore throat. They add honey to it, too.
Oh, warm Jell-O.
How did my mom even know this? There was no Google back then.
It was all passed down.
Yeah.
Your mom's Italian, right?
Yeah, so it was ginger ale, or it was like a hot Jell-O.
Oh, dude, the Italian...
Hot Jell-O action.
Do not... They are the original social network, the Italian Mom Network.
The old wives' tales.
Yeah, they had everything.
In Mexican moms, we didn't have ginger ale. They had Sprite, and they had Vicks Vapor Rub. That'll cure anything.
So now it's interesting with the Sprite because the ginger's what's supposed to make your tummy feel better. I don't know why Sprite gets in the mix.
Refreshing, and if there is vomiting, it gets Coke with a lime.
Oh, see, the other one was also warm Coke.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See that again?
She would put some cocaine in the microwave.
Oh, warm Coke. Oh,
makes it nicer on the nose.
How you go, Mr. Montagna?
Yeah, it numbs everything.
Again, it all starts with the ginger. That's why the other beverages don't have ginger in them. I mean, that's what I don't understand, how it's morphed into all these other sodas that don't have the ginger.
It's a miracle cure.
That's funny that Danny had the same thing. That was our thing, though. Yeah.
Vicky, what kind of answer is that? It's a miracle cure, Vicky.
I don't know. I felt better.
All right. Well, that's right. That's the placebo effect, then, apparently.
And I gotta have Sprite. It was a win.
All right, fine. I'm done. Warm Jell-O, Sprite. I don't know what's going on with you kids.
I don't know either.
My parents loved me, so they gave me what would have helped.
Although going home sick back before I had a TV in my room used to stink. I come home, my mom's like, okay, well, you're going to sit on the couch and watch, or you go to bed, or you can watch TV with me. I'm like, oh, I can watch TV with you. That's cool. But all she watched was soap operas.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, man, I wish I wasn't sick. I'd go back to school in a heartbeat. Once I had a TV in my bedroom, then I'm like, the sickness thing is cool.
That's the test, though.
Where's my hot Jell-O?
Yeah. Yeah, the bedroom TV, of course, I don't think if anybody knows this. That's like Danny and Vicky's age. Vicky, did you have a bedroom TV pretty much your whole life?
Not my whole life. I think once I hit middle school, I got a TV.
Yeah.
I had one, but it was one of those dial ones, and the only thing I could use it for was to play Nintendo because it had the little connection, but it didn't actually show any TV.
I had a 7-inch black and white TV.
7 inches?
And then eventually I got a 13-inch color, and I was like, ballin'.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Now it's like an iPad.
I was going to say, that's smaller than most phones.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know if my kids, I think when they got to have a TV in their room, or Sarah had the whole downstairs, so of course she had a TV at her disposal. But I didn't have a TV in my room, I think, ever growing up until maybe like when my brother and sister moved out, and then I finally had my own room, because I never had my own room till I was probably 15-ish.
So it says my mom did the same thing with the Jell-O, Steve. It was the best. Another one, warm Jell-O liquid does soothe the throat. My mom did the same thing, and yes, we're Italian, from Eric and Yelm.
That's another thing. As far as did anybody share rooms? Did you always have your own room, Steve?
No, there was a moment where my parents had my brother and I live in the same room, share the same room. I think more so just to kind of force us to get to like each other. You know what I mean? Like for a while, but eventually we each had our own room. I had the bigger one because they loved me more.
Joey can say the same thing because he got robbed on the room too.
And you love him more?
No, because he didn't have the big room.
Then eventually, I don't know why
I didn't love him more.
But it's typical little brother wants to be like his older brother. I begged for my brother's room. And my brother's like, I don't know. I'm like, I want your room. He's like, I don't know if I want to trade rooms. And then finally he agreed to trade rooms, the sweet older brother that he is. But I had a room that was double the size of his room.
And he wanted his room anyway.
Yeah, because he's the older brother. So, eventually he made me feel like that room was cooler.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He is so did he get your big room?
Oh, yeah.
That is brilliant.
We came down, had a meeting with my parents, and explained why we wanted to make the switch. And I remember my dad looking at me. He's like, "You were the dumbest child I think I could ever ask for." And my mom's like, "Fine, that makes Steven happy. Let them switch rooms."
And when did you realize you got had?
Today.
Well, the Hawks, they are 5-0 for the first time in franchise history after that big comeback win last night. And we're going to recap the whole thing, with sports radio great Mitch Levy. We'll do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top-Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to say it's great having our next guest on because the Hawks were on the verge of losing, but no. Thanks to that huge comeback, the Seahawks are now 5-0. So it's great having our next guest on. Please welcome back to the show, Mitch Levy.
Come on!
I thought it's great having me on, win, lose, or draw. I didn't realize that this was this was contingent upon the Seahawks winning. I would have never agreed to do this.
It's always great having you on, but it wouldn't have been as much fun.
No, it's not. If they lose, I don't want to talk to Mitch at all. Mitch is going to tell you why they lost, and it's going to make me even. I don't want. And I feel like you could still say the same thing, like. Mitch, I feel like no matter win or lose after what we saw, because we only won just by miraculously in the last minute of the game, really you could say that game was whatever it is, no matter what the victory or the loss was. You could tell us what you thought of it.
Well, I don't think you would have needed me had they lost to tell you why they lost. I think even you, BJ, could explain to your listeners why the Seahawks lost
because we didn't
last
score
night.
as many points.
Because they're only good for 3 minutes of the whole game.
That's it.
Gosh.
God. Do you give any credence, Mitch, to the fact, though? I mean, I watched Big Walt yesterday, along with Paul Sylvia, and on the fifth quarter. And Big Walt said, look, you got to give credit to the Vikings because, well, guess what? They got to watch some film and came up with a damn good game plan.
I guess.
You don't agree with Big Walt on that one?
Big Walt is Big Walt. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason, even though I love the way he rubs his hands while he does all of his commercials and his
that's what he's getting ready. Spots. He's getting ready to get big. When you rub your hands, it means you're getting ready to get some. You're getting ready to do some business.
Nobody likes being touched with cold hands. I understand it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Big Walt had to appreciate the offensive line work by the Minnesota Vikings last night. I mean, I think if there was a unit on the field that deserves a gold star on their helmets, it was that unit. I don't know whether it was because the Seahawks were that bad defensively or this, I don't know about the game plan. I just know that, look, I mean, you guys have watched football long enough to know that you play 16 games in the NFL and about 2 or 3 times a year, maybe even more, you come out flat for no apparent reason. You just come out completely flat. And if you're the Seahawks and you come out flat at home, what do you normally have? Excuse me, it's early. What do you normally have to help you come out of it?
The fans.
To come out of being flat, yeah. And so they came out flat for whatever reason last night, and there's nobody there to help them, get revved up. And before you know it, it's 13. It's interesting. I did a poll on Twitter at halftime when they were they just looked dead in the water, 13-0 down, hadn't even threatened to score, and 49% of Seahawk fans thought at halftime in those 12 minutes at half that the Seahawks would still win the football game. I guess 49% of them were right. They came out in the third quarter, and it looked like, after they scored, 3 quick touchdowns in the third quarter, that they were not only going to win the game, that we weren't going to have to sweat this out. But,
Yeah, freaking Vikings said, we want to play some football. Yeah, especially when Cook was out, we thought, all right, well, we got this. Because that was the guy that I thought was really hurting us. And obviously the guy is a very, very talented running back. But it didn't matter. The other dude came in and did just...
The other dude was better. Yeah, the other dude was better than... when I was surprised at the end of the night when we were doing the podcast, Mitch Unfiltered episode 112, that was completed at about 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you're a dedicated man.
Yeah, we had to burn the midnight oil, the can, whatever it is. But yeah, I was surprised to see that Dalvin Cook only averaged 3.8 yards a carry. boy, he didn't feel like that when he was running the ball. It seemed like he was gaining 5, 6, 7 yards every time he touched the ball. But I guess when you have number 3, you always have a shot. I got to tell you, I don't know what you guys thought. In fact, I'd like to know. So, first of all, Zimmer goes for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal to make it an 8-point game.
That was interesting.
And by the way, didn't every Seahawk fan in the world want them to kick the field goal? None of us wanted them to go for it because none of us thought they could stop them, and that would be the end of the game, right?
I'm still shocked
they gotten
they
the first down.
I'm still shocked they stopped him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Stunned.
With you.
Yeah. Again, you talk about this defense that they talk about. They come up big when you need them to, and yet you sit there and go, yeah, for the whole game they don't come up with anything, but then boom, they do what no one ever thought they could do and stop them.
In this case, in this case, they did. Every Seahawk fan wanted them to go for 3 so that we could get the ball back and have to score and get a 2-point conversion. But instead, Zimmer decides, you know what? And by the way, I like the move. If I'm a Vikings fan, if I'm a guy who's doing a sports radio show in Minnesota this morning, I like the move because what he's saying there is, I don't want to give Russell Wilson another shot with the ball. If I go for 3, there's still 2 minutes on the clock, right? And we're down and we're now up 8, but we got to kick the ball off. They're going to get the ball at the 25-yard line. I want to win it right here. I don't want him coming back on the field. And we've been pushing them back. All we need is a half yard. Let's just go get the half yard and then get on one knee, and Russell Wilson never gets the ball again. So I like the move. It didn't work out. What did you guys think the chances were? Okay, now you're 2 minutes away, or 1 minute and 42 seconds, I think the number was, and you're at your own 6-yard line, and you got to go 94 yards. Now you have Russell Wilson, who does it routinely, but it's poor. You see the rain? I mean, the rain's coming down sideways at that point.
Yeah, it was that had a big effect.
What did you guys think the chances were, honestly, even with Russell Wilson, that they were going to come down 94 yards and score the touchdown to win the game? What do you think?
At first, I was like, there's not a chance in hell. I mean, maybe like it made me think of the 2013 season where I was like, okay, I would have thought there's a chance, but I was like, this is a different team. There's no chance. And then when he took it upon himself and he had that first run where he just made things happen, I'm like, right. Oh man, I'm starting to feel a little bit more optimistic. But still, like, okay, fourth down, they got to get a conversion. They haven't even gotten a 3rd down conversion in this game, right? Which is insane to think that they had 0 3rd down conversions.
Yeah, they're bad with that. That's the thing,
man. Up until they finally got, because then Metcalf had it, but then he dropped it. I was just like, this is just not. This is going to be a loss. It wasn't until they actually scored the touchdown that I thought they had the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put my house on this or anything, Mitch. That's for sure.
What would you have said, BJ? 50%? 50-50? Were you on the fence?
I wouldn't have been 50-50. I would have given it, I think I would have given it 30% because of the fact that Russell, hadn't been sharp. It's rainy and guys drop balls. So I would have put a 30-35% chance.
And you go through the history, as great as he's been since he's gotten here, there has been this thing, and I think you brought it up on this show, BJ. There is history where he's not great in the rain for whatever reason. He's got huge hands, but he's not himself in the rain. And then after the scramble that Miggsy's talking about, the next 2 passes, go back and look. I don't know how many of you know. This is what we sports geeks do. We go back and watch it 675 times to make sure that there's no different outcome, right?
Yeah.
But go back and look at the 2 throws that he makes right after that scramble. He misses a wide open guy on the sidelines on his left. He bounces the ball to him. Mm-hmm. And then there's a guy open in the middle of the field, and he overthrows him. And you're like,
yeah,
he's just not great in the rain. He's just not sharp tonight for whatever reason. This is not going to work out. And then that 4th down play to DK Metcalf down the left sidelines that's not Russell Wilson. That's just throwing the ball up and hoping your gigantic receiver is going to make a play. He makes a play for him. And I love the little scramble, the little spin to get out of trouble and then toss it to Tyler Lockett later in that drive to get down. I was disappointed. I was ready to attack on the podcast. I was ready to attack. No Chris Carson in that final drive for whatever reason. They didn't put him on the field. And I thought that they could have stuck a run in there. They had enough time in the timeouts where the Vikings were just thinking pass. They weren't even considering that the Seahawks might stick a run in there. I was yelling at my TV, you still have time. Stick a run in here. You'll get 10 or 12 quick yards, and the Vikings will have to respect that for the remainder of the drive. They didn't do it. And then on 4th down, DK Metcalf, for my money, I don't know if you guys agree with this, he made the harder of the two catches.
Yeah.
The first one was the easier of the two catches. The second one was the harder of the one, but he makes that catch, and he's rapidly becoming, even with his faults, he's becoming one of the best 5 or 10 wide receivers. Right in front of our eyes, he's becoming one of the best 5 or 10 wide receivers in the NFL. Somebody asked me on our pod, I'm trying to think, it was Brady Henderson, the ESPN Seahawks insider. We had him on last night from CenturyLink. He asked me if there are 5 receivers in the NFL that you would trade for DK Metcalf, right? Or that you would trade DK Metcalf for right now, considering his age. Now, he's not one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league right now, but considering his age, he's in his second year, his upside. Yeah. I'm not sure there are 3 guys. I'm not sure that you would trade him man for man for 3 different wide receivers in the NFL. That's how good he's going to become.
Not at all, because you see, like, guys' careers get extended with a guy like DK Metcalf. You see how Brady's life was when he had great targets to throw to. So I would keep him. That's going to give those productive years to Russell, and I know Russell.
The dynamic between him and Russell is just awesome right now.
Yeah, it's so. Mitch, here's the big question. We're talking to Mitch Levy, by the way. Don't forget Mitch's podcast, Mitch Unfiltered.
Please.
Go to MitchUnfiltered.com. New episode drops. It's dropped today. Beat the boys. You get to win prizes if you can outpick Mitch and Scott. So here's the thing. We talked about the Cush schedule. Arguably, after this bye week, we are into the hardest part of our schedule. We could.
Yes.
I mean, I think if we go 2-2 in the next 4 games, that is very reasonable for me, because you've got some great teams, including a Buffalo Bills team that looks legit to me, and you got to go to their place and play them.
Somebody, Scott asked me on the pod on 112, he asked me whether I would take right now, sign up for 2-2. You just asked about 2-2 over the next 4. And I think the 4 are, I'm not looking at it, but I think the 4 are the Cardinals, the 49ers, the Bills, and the Rams.
You got it, buddy.
Order, right?
That's actually right in that order. Look at you without the schedule.
Well, I just did the pod 2 minutes ago. I just finished 2 minutes ago.
Unbelievable how this guy is.
So Scott asked me if I take 2-2, if I'd sign up for 2-2 right now and skip ahead 4 games. And I said no, because I'd like to take a shot at 3-1 or 4-0. I know that that's maybe wishful. 4-0 might be wishful thinking.
Yeah, that is.
Especially with the way the defense is playing. But I don't know. I watched the Cardinals yesterday play the Jets. I've watched them just about every game. I think that they are improved. But they lost their great pass rusher, I think, yesterday for an extended period of time. The Rams to me are the surprise of the 4. The Rams are playing good football.
Yeah, they are.
My beloved Miami Dolphins went to San Francisco and put a thorough whooping on the 49ers yesterday. I don't know that let's put it this way. The 49ers as is, and I don't know if they're getting Sherman back or when they're getting Sherman. There's like 3 or 4 defensive guys that are missing. I watched Ryan Fitzpatrick yesterday have a 158.3. For those that don't know, that's a perfect passer rating in the first half. In Santa Clara against the 49ers.
That's nuts.
They were so bad. You think the Seahawks are bad defensively against the pass. The 49ers are so bad right now defensively against the pass with no Bosa on the rush that I think the Seahawks are going to handle them unless they get some people back. So I don't know that I'm ready to accept 2-2 because I'd like to see 3-1. I'll give you this stat for you. You like looking at the schedule. We always end up looking at the schedule. The Seahawks have 11 games left, right? They're 5-0. They play 16 games. They have 11 games left.
All right, get the math.
6 of them are against the NFC West, right? 2 against the Cardinals, 2 against the Rams, 2 against the 49ers. That leaves 5 games against non-NFC West opponents. Have I lost you, Miggsy? No. Is he having a sandwich? What's he doing over there?
No, he's semi-following along. He's even got the schedule on. He's even got the schedule open to make sure that he knows what you're talking about. He's with
Come on, Miggsy.
Well, is that or watching cats on Roombas? I'm looking at the schedule right now.
Yeah, he was close. He was getting close to cats on Roombas.
I'm with you. I'm following. I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to know what you're going to say.
So he's saying that 6 non-NFC teams were playing NFC West.
No,
What are you listening
5.
to? He said 5.
Jeez.
5.
Well, I mean,
you guys
after
are trying to tell me I'm
after
not
next
Okay,
week, it's
so
gonna be-
you're looking at your little laminated board. Who are the 5 non-NFC West? Go through them one
let's
by
take-
one.
Well,
BJ.
you got after you got the Bills, of course, who are a tough team. Then you got
okay. So wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
The Bills 4-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's put 4-0. Miggsy, write down 4-0. Stop. Put the cat video away.
Okay.
And let's go 4-0.
4-0. Now I know what's going to happen. That might be the last big number we put on that left side of the column as we go down this list. I know where you're
Go
going,
ahead.
buddy, because I know the kind of personality we're going to be seeing after we. The Buffalo Bills are the elitist of the elite for the rest of the non-NFC West teams we're playing.
Right.
For
Go
instance,
ahead.
next you got the Eagles. They're a quality organization, aren't they?
1-3-1. Okay.
All right. Well, hey, hold on. What about the New York Giants? Because they come after that.
0-5. So that's 1-8-1. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Don't forget the New York Jets. Now
0-5.
Yeah, that's
1-13-1.
Sucks to like football in New York, except for upstate New York.
Well, what about that great football team without a name in Washington? They're going to be after that.
I think 1 and either 3 or 1 and 4. Maybe I think 1 and 3 or 1 and 4.
And
so
by
there
the
you
way,
go.
By the way, that's all in a row. We play all these teams I'm mentioning. You've got the Eagles, Giants, Jets, and the Washington team all in a row. That's 4 straight weeks of playing loser teams.
And when you tally it up, the non-NFC West opponents, the remainder of the year for the Seahawks team, they are currently 6-17-1, and that's because the Bills are 4-0. So 6-17-1. So I ask you, BJ, Mr. Schedule Man.
Yeah, I'm right here, buddy.
Even though we're still in the preseason,
Steve's back
according
to the
to
Roomba.
you.
He's got the cat in the Roomba again. Sorry.
What should they do? What should the Seahawks do in those 5 games?
They should quit football. They should resign and decide that they should forfeit the season because, Mitch, it's not fair. Those other teams could be fair. They're just not that good.
How about 4-1? Would you take 4-1?
Oh, in those 4 games. With as far as the of all those
5
teams.
games.
Yeah, I think 4-1 is very. I mean, that's what I expect, Mitch. I really do. If the team is going to go and make me believe they're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl, they have to at least go 4-1 in those 5 games. They have to.
And they're going to go. I mean, Washington, the Jets, the Giants, and the Eagles. You would think, and they might go 5-0 in those 5 games, but they're going to go 4-1. You would think if Russell Wilson and this offense keeps playing the way they are, that's a 4-1. So now you're at 5. So you start at 5-0. You're 5-0 now. After those 5 games, you're 9-1. All you need is what in the West, in the 6 games against the West to get to 12 or 13 victories now.
You're talking 500, right? You could actually just split with all those teams, and you should be, like you said, you're 12 wins. Yeah, if you split with all those teams.
I don't know. You ask Mr. Postseason whether 12-4. Remember, something that's very important this year about the NFC and about the playoffs. You know this. They've changed the playoff format. They've added a team, right, in both the AFC and NFC, which means, and we know how important it is here in Seattle, that the Seahawks have a bye in the first round, right? The history does not lie. The Seahawks have a much, 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 much better chance to go to the Super Bowl with a bye in the first round. Well, only one team this year. Normally 2 teams get a bye.
Not this year.
Only one team in the NFC gets a bye. So for them to get the bye, you can look squarely at the Green Bay Packers for now. Yeah. To get the bye, they've got to have the best record and win all tiebreakers in the NFC. Now you'll ask me, okay, Mitch, does 12-4 do it? Does 12-4 do it? It's close because the Packers have a really easy schedule too. It's really close. It's going to be really close at 12-4.
Yeah, that's why they have to win. They have to go 4-1 with those games, and then maybe if we're lucky, they can go 4-2 against their division. I think 13 can do it. 12 is a little sketchy, but 13 I think can do it.
13 I think will do it. I think 13-3 is the magic number. If they could somehow get to 13-3.
Come on, Steve, they can do it.
Somebody just texted, imagine if the Seahawks do win the Super Bowl, then we get a parade that we can't go to because of social distancing. That would suck. Well, if you look at what the Lakers did, nobody cared about social
nobody
distancing.
cared about that at all. We're going to follow
I can tell you the last Seahawks parade that I went to, I wish that I couldn't go. I wish that there were social distancing. I was sitting there saying to myself, "Oh my God, what am I doing here? Please let me go."
Dude,
home.
my fingers are still numb from that parade. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, so you know what? Blessings on that one. Mitch Unfiltered, the latest episode drops today, where he will even give you more information about what's going on with the Hawks and how
the latest episode. Can I correct you? The latest episode has dropped.
Yes, it's out now
today.
What?
Past
It's
10,
already
it's out.
dropped?
Of course.
Wow,
it's out. It was
so
out at
far
5 o'clock.
behind. I know. What was I doing this morning? So it's MitchUnfiltered.com or wherever you get podcasts. And we will talk to you again, I think. Will we talk to Mitch next Monday? There's no game.
No, there's no game.
Hey, you get a break,
2 weeks,
buddy.
I get to sleep in.
You get a vacation.
You have a bye week.
So we
heal up that hammy, okay? You got to heal up that hammy.
We get Kyler Murray and the Cardinals in 2 weeks. I guess it'll be 13 days from now, and then you and I, the three of us, will get back together again on this beautiful hookup on that Monday morning. I look forward to it.
Our buddy Craig Gash just texted me. He says you guys are overlooking the fact that the Seahawks are undefeated and on pace to remain undefeated until 2024.
That's right. Forgot about that stat. I always forget that one.
Have him on Monday mornings. How about that?
There you go. MitchUnfiltered.com. Go check it out. Mitch Levy, thank you so much, buddy. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks, bud.
Thank you so much, guys.
I will have. I'll have it.
Well, now I don't know what he wants us to have.
Well, I'm going to go out now. It's
what if he's going to say rotten day?
It's open-ended. Oh, man. I'm going to have food. I'm going to have whatever I want. Now, see, now my daughter can tell.
There's a cupcake in the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm going to have a cupcake, Sarah. Mitch said have a cupcake. As far as I'm concerned, that's what he said. Yeah. All right, there you go. MitchUnfiltered.com. You wanted to talk about this woman. I do, anyway, because she just gave birth while taking an exam. She's taking an exam, gives birth, and finishes the exam. Okay, she's a hero. You're going to hear from her at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session that an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.